where you are. And knowing that with each and every breath you take in, that you are embracing wholeness in your life. And take a little bit longer to exhale, clearing out your lungs, releasing what no longer serves you. And focusing either on today's word, wholeness, or another word such as Om or I am. And watch your breath. Watch what happens physically to your body. And feel it deep within as the oxygen comes to each and every cell within. There is one life. It is the life of spirit. This life is forever orchestrating the unity and interconnectedness of all of the divine creation. Peace, love, joy, and harmony are the gifts of this divine life. I am included in this divine life as an expression of its unity and interconnectedness. Each and every one of us is a recipient of the gifts of peace, love, joy, and harmony. Because we are an aspect of divine life, consciously engaged in our divine community, I see the beauty of diversity, and each of us values the unique expression of every person we meet. We open our ears and our heart to listen to others. We show up and meet others where they are and how they are. We share the gifts of spirit in all of our relationships. We are grateful for the awareness of the power of divine community and the togetherness it brings. And so I release this word of prayer into the creative aspect of the divine life and let it be, knowing it is done. And so it is. Good morning, everyone. Barbara, how about the definition this morning? Crystal, unmute everybody, please.
Definition: the perfect unification and expression of man and its spirit, soul, and body. True healing means to make whole. It is brought about by regeneration. From the Revealing World Word of C. Fillmore.
Ron, how about the quote?
Oh, he's muted.
You're muted, Ron.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I can't unmute people. I can only mute you.
Oh, I thought you could
Okay.
unmute us.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Thank you.
That's okay.
It was lovely, by the way, too. Sound, but I'll do it again. Wholeness is a natural part of the sacred continuum, that journey of spirit navigating its way through the human experience as you and me. And that's from The Art of Being by D. Jones.
Sandy, how about the Bible this morning?
Matthew 6:22. The eye is the lamp of the body. If therefore your eye be bright, your whole is also lighted.
And Spring has our reading for the morning.
She's muted.
Yeah. Don't forget to unmute, Spring.
There she is.
You're muted, Spring.
Lower left-hand corner.
Lower left-hand corner, picture of a microphone. Spring, maybe try logging out and logging back in real quick.
You're still muted. Spring, you are still muted.
I think she's trying.
Oh,
It's a computer frenzy.
Well, she's been speaking and I
Okay.
couldn't.
Okay,
There you go.
Yay.
yeah, it's not a computer, it's an iPad, and it's got its own little glitches. Okay, so I am. I lost track in that process. Is it my turn now?
Yes, Spring.
Okay. The word health itself, according to John Kabat-Zinn and his mindful book, Full Catastrophe Living, means whole, or in Old English, whole. Whole implies integration and interconnectedness of all parts of a system and organization, a completeness, body, mind, spirit. So for each person who has lost a body part, that person will have to come to terms with that loss to re-experience that wholeness. It's the finding meaning with things as they are that embodies the process of healing. Although our bodies are complete, they're constantly changing and are literally immersed in a larger whole, namely the environment, planet, and the universe. Thus, health and wholeness is a dynamic process. According to Zinn, when Einstein demonstrated the unity of space, time, and matter energy, he said, a human being is part of the whole, i.e. the universe, a part limited in time and space. But he also reminded us, though our lives have a certain uniqueness, they are also the stuff of a larger wholeness, expressing itself in ways surpassing our comprehension. Einstein's remedy for breaking out of the optical illusion of separateness or small self consciousness by intentionally cultivating compassion for all life and an appreciation of ourselves and all living creatures as part of an infinitely interconnected world. Zinn says that seeing with the eyes of wholeness is recognizing that nothing occurs in isolation. The problems need to be seen within the context of whole systems. In this way, we can experience the intricate web of interconnectedness underlying our experience and merge with it. Seeing from a perspective of wholeness is healing itself. According to David Fontana in his book, Meditating with Mandalas, wholeness is expansiveness, an acknowledgement that the various parts of our world are not autonomous, but part of an interdependent whole. And that whole is greater than the sum of its parts. Back to Zinn, Carl Jung said, the question of coming home to wholeness has occupied most adventurous minds of the East for over 2,000 years. Jung well understood the relationship between meditation practice and the realization of wholeness. For Jung, mandalas were intimately associated with both psychological and spiritual health. Pictures and symbols communicate with a space within ourselves that's far deeper than words, more basic and primal, and therefore perhaps closer to the creative essence from which all things arise. Because of its symbolic nature, the mandala can help the mind not only become focused and tranquil, but also lead to progressively deeper levels of the unconscious, ultimately assisting the meditator to, in his words, experience a mystical sense of oneness with the ultimate unity from which the cosmos in all its manifold forms arises. To us, divine presence. Well, if we were now all in a room together, I'd suggest we focus into our journaling by using a mandala. But instead, I'll play a short, less than 1 minute CD selection from a Sufi chant affirming our oneness the oneness of our deepest nature with God and with each other. This chant is called Ishkala by David Mizrak and his Mount Shasta music family.
Open to the holy, holy being. 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 God is the lover beloved. God is the lover beloved. God is the lover beloved.
I guess you get the impression.
Lovely.
Thank you. Thank you, Spring.
You're all
All
welcome.
right. This, our practice today is to give a meal to a homeless person. And the journaling begins with the first thing about wholeness. So go ahead and begin your journaling now. The first thing about wholeness. Okay, go ahead and bring it to a close. And does anybody have something they would like to share that they've written this morning?
I'll share.
Okay, Spring.
Okay. The first thing about wholeness is it's vast, dynamic, and requires our participation. It goes beyond individual body, mind, spirit, and all levels of consciousness into the great mystery where a journey starts and one never comes out the same. Focusing on an object or a question. Because we're never unwhole, we must take the time to face our wholeness and see it reflected back in other individuals or any aspect of life, including, of course, animals and insects, but also those inanimates like mountains, landscapes, valleys, all interconnected, healed by just looking outside ourselves from within to see with new eyes, a new perspective. A whole metasiase, all my relations. We are all related. A Lakota prayer of oneness, harmony, connectedness through all life for thousands of years.
Thank you. Anyone else like to share what they've written this morning? Michael, and then Sandy.
The first thing about wholeness is that being whole is not attained, but rather realized that I am. As I realize, I open to a deeper sense of myself, and I embrace a greater sense and knowing of the love and beauty around me, a oneness, a sameness, a universal blend of all life forms, and that my intentions, actions, emotions are involved in spirit's balance as me. I make a difference in life, and therefore I choose to contribute love, joy, understanding, and compassion into the wholeness. I'm a blessing to life, and life blesses me in grand manner.
Thank you. Sandy.
The first thing about wholeness is to accept and know it already exists in and through all things. What changes is our perception about ourselves and wholeness. Wholeness is the absolute unity with spirit. When we do treatment, we begin in recognition of wholeness. When we interact with someone with symptoms of human disease or sickness, we affirm that wholeness is complete here and now. Nothing is ever lessened. Only our perception and thoughts can create a false belief about anything less. I was born in wholeness, and I shall depart this earth in wholeness. I am grateful for this knowing. In our humanness, we can dwell on our perception of loss, or we can lift our consciousness to know we remain whole. I turn towards spirit in gratitude for life itself, and I aspire to a higher reality than the human belief in anything less.
Thank you. Barbara, would you pray us out this morning?
Barbara,
Can you
you're
hear me?
Yeah, you need done. There she goes. She's okay now.
still muted. You're muted again, Barbara. I'm so sorry. There you go.
Thank you. Dear God, we are grateful for all the blessings of life, for everything that you do to enrich our lives, to build our awareness, to help us realize where we are in our journey and how we can be successful and productive in helping others with their journey, if that be your will. We ask for your presence in every situation so that we may truly do your will. Amen.
Amen.
And so
Amen.
Have a great day, everybody, and we'll see you tomorrow. We
Bye.
won't see
Thank you.
you, Sandy.
Who knows? I might surprise you and have Wi-Fi.
Find a Starbucks.
Okay. Bye, everybody. Love you.
Bye-bye.
Love you.
Yasin.